the Megalopunny with the Aerodactyl being removed. He does still have priority in the Mamoswine. And he brings it out now against Mr. Popo. Curious what he has for the Steel Grass. The Earthquake will be neutral, but 16%. It's a little low, but also such a defensive hoss. The Earthquake also notably does not make contact. It's a contactless physical move. So it won't trigger the Iron Barbs. There's no recoil that he has to worry about in that regard. The Ice Shard, enough to kill right there. Going with the opposite approach, attacking the grass typing. But here comes Megalopunny. This is where things get interesting. A lot of Zeusimon's team is weak to the high jump kick, except for that Lottie. And the Manaphy as well. See, 72% on the Manaphy. Everything else besides the Cobalion's looking real big. There's Protect. He Protect baited it. Half of his health gone from the miss there.
Why does the Mamoswine have Protect? Just for that, I guess.
Here comes the Skarmory. Drain Punch coming out this time. Just going to heal up some of that damage. Yeah, the doesn't seem to hurt as much when you've got the Drain Punch to heal up a bit. But here's going to be a Brave Bird to threaten it out. And he's not willing to trade it for the Skarmory. A smart move there. Keeping his Mega alive, keeping the threat out on the field. But also threatening with the Chaozu now. The Manaphy would probably be the switch in. Does Rndmwzrd call that? And a miss from the Magma Storm. Rndmwzrd's had several misses here from early status to a late Magma Storm.
That's a shame.
But there's a taunt on the Manaphy. The Manaphy just spamming Scald into it, though, knowing that it has the super effective attack. Rndmwzrd afraid of the... Yeah, game one.
Oh.
Afraid of the... Oh, the Tail Glow.
That is a bad break right there.
But he does save the Heatran, possibly able to come out and threaten some other things that it is still faster than. The question is if it's low enough to be within a Mamoswine Ice Shard range. Its typing will give it resistance to that. But Mamoswine is still a hoss, and here he comes again. 33% from the Moonblast, a special attack drop that won't matter on the physical beast. And the Earthquake finishes off the Chi-Chi. You gotta assume that it's gonna be especially defensive. But here comes Bulma. He knows he has the Protect. Does he have the Fake Out to just guarantee a safe turn? At Mamoswine's current health as well, he does not have to go for the high jump kick. He could just go for the straight Drain Punch. Even on a swap in, it would get him some more healing on the Bulma. There is the Protect. Did he high jump kick? No, he Drain Punch, playing it safe, knowing that the 48% is probably low enough for the Drain Punch. As well as respecting the Protect.
Slam that high jump kick now, though.
It's an interesting call because he could still go for the Drain Punch. You know you're going to take some chip from the Ice Shard if Zeusimon's not going to go for the double Protect.
Sure.
Bit of a 50-50 on if he goes for the double Protect for the blowout on the Bulma, who would drop to 16% health, allowing the Ice Shard to finish off then, or if he goes for the chip now with the Ice Shard.
Drain Punch would maybe even kill this Mamoswine.
That's what I'm saying about the Drain Punch. If you take if he goes for the Ice Shard, you take the chip, you Drain Punch to heal back up.
That's the play.
Yep, here comes the Manaphy.
Oh,
it's a high jump kick! He went for the HJK, the big play, breaking that Manaphy down. He just spams another one, a big crit. Doesn't even matter. All that matters is that it's hitting.
Absolutely destroyed.
the risky play, just shooting for the win there. Here comes the Lottie. The Lottie would be scared of a potential ice punch if it's packing that, but would that be enough to kill it from 100%?
Or is
What
it even
does Random
faster?
Wizard do here? It could be faster if it's Scarf. Yeah, bringing in the Heatran, he's gonna sack it. Goes into the Lottie, Lottie on Lottie. This is a 110 speed tie, depending on how they're set. And either that thing is scarfed or it is just faster. No, we see the life orb, so it is not scarfed. That will open up the play to win with the low punny. But it has to maintain enough health to survive the rest. It's low punny versus the world. Are there more protects hiding in there? He misses the
Oh,
high jump kick.
So
Just the
unlucky.
oh
natural miss.
no.
He's missed so many in the psychic finishing it off, but he's gotten so much information. Let's
He
see how they adjust going into game 2.
he could have swept right there if those hit. It's doable. Wow.
It's doable. He would still have the ice shard to deal with. It just heartbreaking miss at the end there, but that's the risk of the high jump kick.
But what happened to that Manaphy we see is exactly why you run it. Is there's
Yeah,
crushes
yeah.
that Manaphy.
That's definitely why you do that over just going with those safe drain punches. It's gonna give you the big plays. It's gonna give out you that blowout potential that you need. But Random Wizard, his game is very based on knowledge, and he's gained a lot of knowledge in that game 1. He now knows what can threaten his Shedinja. He now knows what is faster than the Mega Lopunny. But alternatively, Zeusimon is now aware of stuff as well. He knows that that Ferrothorn has the Gyro Ball to just crush the Aerodactyl. The Aerodactyl had already taken 60% damage, so maybe he'll underestimate the raw damage in total. But he knows it's there. And here we go, the same leads. Here comes the Manaphy. Random Wizard swapping immediately into the Shedinja, though. He's going to want to swap out. He knows the knockoff is there this time. But what item is he going to give up? Here comes Mr. Popo, who takes the knockoff very well. The Iron Barbs dealing 1% more, but the leftovers just healing the Manaphy right back up. Mr. Popo not getting that benefit any longer. Here comes the Cobalion, a Stealth Rock. I think he likes to switch this Cobalion and expecting a potential Dark Attack, a knockoff, to remove its item so he can get the justified attack boost.
Keep seeing him hitting that taunt going into the larval cell. Into the Cobalion. I'd like to see him go into the Heatran and then be able to just press Magma Storm. The taunt.
Yeah, the taunt is shutting down half of the larval cell, which is really all of it. It's stopping it from attack boosting, which it needs to do to really take over with its priority moves. The paralyze isn't doing too much, but it's kind of a free paralysis to get out there. Yeah, there's the Parahack right there. No chip on the Skarmory. The taunt has now worn off.
There's a chance to press Will-O-Wisp if he has it.
Well, he probably wants to retain his item, retain his focus sash to potentially be able to make a mistake to make a play or sweep later. And yeah, he swaps to the Chaozu. There goes the Brave Bird that threatens the larval cell out.
Want to see a Magma Storm hit. Let's go. Hit this. It's going to hurt.
And here comes the Manaphy.
No!
And the Will-O-Wisp missed. The Chaozu
So
can't hit a
unlucky.
single thing. Mr. Tien has not trained him well enough. Crane School just failing across the board. But what's the move here? It's just going to be another potential knockoff. Does he just go straight into the Ferrothorn? Does Zeusimon read the play and swap out on it? He shoots the Ice Beam, hits the Ferrothorn a little bit better, avoiding the barbs of the Ferrothorn. But what does the Ferrothorn do here? It's got its rocks out. What else do we know for its move pool? If he goes for the knockoff, he could knock off the item of the Cobalion. He does like to switch it in, but he brings in the Lottie and a Leech Seed. He's going to heal back up and try and drain tank a bit. This will also allow his other Pokemon to swap in to keep the seed out, and that's exactly what he does. The default coming out to remove the rocks, but it will not remove the seed. Chi-Chi threatening this thing out now with the Moonblast. It should be able to take just about anything the Latias has, and yeah, here comes the Mamoswine, who we saw in the last game kill it with an Earthquake, and good chip off that Moonblast. Mamoswine now holding the field, though. Where does Rndmwzrd go? Does he go straight into the Ferrothorn? It has more health than previously, where the Mamoswine was able to come in and kill it at 16%. Yeah, and there's the knockoff potentially calling the Shedinja play. And as my chat is not scrolling regularly, we did see there the players talking a bit about the RNGesus and who he has blessed tonight. This is a matchup for first place. If Rndmwzrd defeats Zeusimon, then there will be quite a few. They will both be tied for 2 losses. But Rndmwzrd would have the matchup directly over him. There he goes, another Leech Seed out. Gonna get that incremental chip, that incremental healing. Larval Cell straight into the Cobalion, straight into the Thunder Wave. So here's an interesting turn because we do not have a taunt on the Larval Cell. The Cobalion is more than likely faster. We can check their speeds real quick. Yeah, topping off at 196. There's no way the Larval Cell just crawling on the ground and trying to snip out androids is going to be faster. And it's also paralyzed, of course. It will be able to get potential chip in with its Shadow Sneak here. Let's see if that's what he goes with.
Oh,
I know a swap out, and he does go for the Will-O-Wisp, but burn
He
on the
gets it!
Aerodactyl. That's going to cut its damage
Huge.
big time.
That was huge.
But it is now threatening the Larval Cell with plenty of different attacks. Aerodactyl's move pool is quite vast. The Fire Fang comes out expecting the Mr. Popo, but we see the results of that burn, just the damage.
didn't Mega Evolve it.
Oh, and he also did not Mega Evolve, yeah.
Disqualified. Oh, the Gyro Ball!
And the Latias comes in, you see the Jet Dragon just so fast. Getting killed by the Gyro Ball there. This is looking like a pretty good setup for Rndmwzrd. Zeusimon not out of it yet with 5 Pokemon remaining. A lot of offensive pressure still there. But that would potentially bring us to a Game 3, which is exactly what we want on this top tier matchup. But there it is, a Larval Cell into the Skarmory. He does still have his Focus Sash, but he does decide to save it, swapping into the Heatran, the Brave Bird coming out, only 14%. And the leftover game continues.
The leftover games.
As always, here comes
beautiful.
Manaphy. There's a taunt into the Manaphy. It's going to stop it from heal belling. Out comes Mr. Popo. Takes the Scald Well, no burn proc.
For all the bad luck Rndmwzrd has had, Zeusimon has not hit a burn on any of those Scalds yet, I don't think. So
Yeah, it does
there's
cut
some-
both ways.
Yeah, there's some going on RNG on both sides going on.
And we see Random Wizard opting for the Leech Seed instead of going for straight into the swaps. Zeusimon reading the larval swell plays.
Swaps, yeah.
But yeah, we see there Random Wizard's really valuing the health on his Mr. Popo, going for the Leech Seed instead of getting his rocks back out to try and punish a bit on those double swaps.
Got the taunt off. I think we just see him slam a Magma Storm here into this Manaphy. Oh,
my
another
goodness.
miss. Oh, it's brutal. It's brutal.
He's gonna get a free hill bell now.
And let's see. Yeah, the chat is going off. Out comes the Clefable to tank the Manaphy. The heal bell does go off. The big thing the Manaphy will have the opportunity to do here is knock off the leftovers from the Clefable. Both of these players is bringing a ton of leftovers.
I gotta say, there was a time where I got so frustrated last season I used Heatran with that Magma Storm that I started throwing Flamethrower on him. Those misses can be devastating.
And a Flamethrower calling the swap with the Chi-Chi. The Mamoswine, though, having thick fat, being able to take it much better than it would with its general weakness.
Thick fat, straight up saving its
Out
life
comes
there.
Larval Cell, immune against the Earthquake. We do know that the Mamoswine does have knockoff. Is the Mamoswine within kill range of the priority moves of Larval Cell? Will Larval Cell avoid... Oh, and he just hard swaps into the Skarmory. And the Will-O-Wisp comes out. It appears he was willing to sacrifice his Focus Sash, not the Larval Cell itself, but one hit in order to go for that burn chance. The Larval Cell having much better accuracy with these burns over the Chaozu, who's just been a miss city. Here we see a little chatter between the players. Gotta say, Random Wizard's still sitting on 6 Mon. Here comes the Ferrothorn. And the taunt goes off on the Ferrothorn. That is going to make the Ferrothorn a lot easier to deal with. It won't be able to spam a Leech Seed out. It won't be able to reset the rocks. It can threaten with potential knockoff. It can push damage with Gyro Ball. And the Brave Bird is just willing to take the chip. He thinks he can play the numbers game.
I'm surprised he didn't just
be able to root through it. But you just see the damage, the leftovers being removed here.
That burn is just not going to let him push through the defenses.
And there's the Roost. Losing its flying typing, a critical hit on the Gyro Ball, and you see it only 16% on the crit. Yeah, he's just willing to play the slow game.
Nice.
And another taunt coming out
That was
into the Chaozu.
He's going to hit the Magma Storm here. It's going to hit. It hits! Doesn't do that much.
He does hit the Magma Storm, but yeah, I would like to see him predict the Manaphy call and potentially throw out some of his coverage moves. It really depends on what he has, though. The Manaphy is now trapped, but it looks at Chaozu and says, I'm not trapped in here with you, you're trapped in here with me. But in comes Mr. Popo, Teeth Scald again, no burn. The RNG is cutting both ways.
I think that
It's
Manaphy
definitely
is
just more
defensively
noticeable.
EV'd as well.
It's definitely more noticeable with the misses. Here we go. This is going to be an opportunity. He's probably going to go for the Leech Seed, fearing his 28% health. He really doesn't want to lose this. He's been using it to pivot all over the place. And out comes the Skarmory. He opted for the Stealth Rocks. I like to see it. It's the aggressive play. And here, see right back out, eats the taunt. And now are we going to swap back into the Manaphy? Does he even need to go for the fire attack to kill the Skarmory at 27%? Yep, here comes the Manaphy anyway. The Magma Storm comes in, 24%.
It's going to hit again. 12%.
And then Yeah, the 12% from the storm keeping it trapped in here.
You can take this hit and just hit him again.
Scald comes in,
He
48%,
goes
a
for
big
it.
hit.
It's
There's
dead.
another magma storm.
No!
The leftovers tick first, then the 3%. The taunt has worn off,
Oh,
I just
and he
barely
swapped into
missed
the
the kill.
Chi-Chi. A critical hit on the Scald. There's still no burns, though. Another Scald just willing to lose the Manaphy here.
the rocks had it trapped.
Yeah.
The Rocks did with the
That's big losing
body
that.
being dead, yeah.
Because there goes his heal bell.
Is Random Wizard going to be able to wall off? As Mr. Popo is beaten down to 28%. Chaozu, 58% looking alright. Chi-Chi we see out, and on the 64, of course, the 1 health larval cell. If we look at the team, there's still 3 things that can threaten the larval cell here. Zeusimon has been losing, well, not the Manaphy. The Manaphy did have knockoff, but we know the Mamoswine has knockoff. The Aerodactyl definitely has something that can hit it. The Skarmory coming in 15% health after the rocks. He's going to have to go for a roost here. He's going for the fact that he can outspeed the Chi-Chi to get a guaranteed roost off. Does Random Wizard make the swap? He makes the swap. The roost heals the Skarmory back up, but the leftovers are healing up the Chaozu.
He doesn't have a swap in for it
There
anymore.
is no one to take this Magma Storm. This Magma Storm is going to hit hard. If it hits.
Yeah, it's a big if it hits. We've seen how it's been missing. Will the RNG swing back in Random Wizard's favor now?
I like him also getting the leftovers going on the
There we
Chaozu.
go.
And there's the Magma Storm that just finishes it off.
Just crushes it. Looks like we might be going to a game 3, boys.
Yeah, it is potentially looking like a game 3, but it is never over with an Aerodactyl.
He does still have the sash on the Shedinja, so he does get kind of a free turn to potentially get a burnout.
The Aerodactyl was already burned, I believe. I don't
It's
know if
been
it was
heal
burned.
belled.
Yeah, it was heal belled before. But we've seen the accuracy of the burn. Zeusimon deep in the think tank, possibly considering if he can go for a kill on the Chaozu.
All 3 of these probably have something that can kill it.
And he brings in the Mamoswine to threaten with the Earthquake, exactly.
Oh, I really want to see a Latios play.
Yeah, the Cobalion does have Taunt and a Paralysis.
Oh, he called it.
Larval Cell, there's the knockoff. The Sash eats it. 10% though. It cannot priority it. The Ice will be immune thanks to the Wonder Guard. So the Larval Cell will take a kill here on the Mamoswine. If he does go for it, there's the Protect. He's just going to stall it out in the Shadow Sneak.
A Parahack could be dangerous.
There's the
Oh, no.
Parahack. It cashes in immediately. The 1 health finally gone.
That's hilarious.
The Mamoswine dies to the recoil from his life orb to achieve it. Now it's 2 versus 5. The Cobalion comes in. This is the supportive Mon. It takes rocks extremely well due to its typing. Out comes Goku Black. Eats the paralysis. Thunderbolt coming in.
I feel like if you were Billy, like
The Goku Black.
where's the low punny?
There's the flinch hack. It looks like Zeusimon is down to the flinch hacking strat here.
Where's the low punny?
Alright, Jirachi, chill, dude. It's hilarious.
Another Thunder Wave coming out, possibly predicting a swap. A bit of a play of desperation. There's another Ironhead. Does he get the flinch or the paralyze? He does get the flinch. He's going to continue to heal up with his leftovers. The slow grind
no.
continues. Another flinch. Insane luck with no serene grace.
Now he's weak. He has
Thunderbolt
nothing to stand up to this Aerodactyl.
The Thunderbolt finally comes through, getting the kill. Yeah, the team is very roughed up, but he could also potentially start playing the game of, I'm going to hit a fake out,
Still
I'm
hasn't
going to swap.
Mega
I'm
evolved
going
it.
to hit a fake out, I'm going to swap.
To be fair, the non-Mega Evolve is sort of just hurt him
Well,
loose, I think.
Actually, it will cost him because he won't be able to outspeed the. I guess the Wopunny won't get the speed boost either.
Yeah, they're both getting their Mega Evolves finally out, and here comes the game. It's going to be a fake out into a swap and sack. Here
Ooh, the
comes
chip.
Mr. Popo, who's going to give the chip from
The double
aerial
chip!
aim, which
Oh,
makes
nice.
contact.
Got him.
The Aerodactyl, it has to make contact to get its ability to go, but there's the Earthquake, the non-contact move. Bulma comes back in
13%,
for
it's a
another fake
roll.
out,
This is
and
a
then
roll.
even if it survives, he'll just swap into another. So the 1%, there's the flinch. Now he just swaps into another.
Yep, there he goes.
Please
Nice.
kill my Chaozu. Please kill my Chaozu. You didn't kill my Chaozu. Chaozu says, Tien, please forgive me. And Bulma comes out 1%, one more fake out, and then we're into game 3.
There we go.
There it goes.
Wow.
We're going to game 3.
Man, that's some horrendous RNG that game.
Yeah, we're going to see how it goes. It's interesting. The Manaphy definitely seems a lot bulkier than it is because of the misses on its swap-ins. But again, I've got to point out, this is for whoever leads into tournament with the number 1 headband. Of course it's going to game 3.
Being biased, I wanted to see a game 3 for that exact reason. It's a good matchup. I want to see it flushed out.
Yeah, it's definitely very fun to watch these two go at it.
The Shed Ninja is so funny. Can't believe he's rocking this.
And let's see if we see a three-peat. We do not see a three-peat. Both of them swapping their leads. And we see a Brud. Now you changed.
Got him. Random Wizard making the mind games already.
Now we'll see what Mr. Popo is going to have an opportunity to do. Is he going to go for a Leech Seed, or is he going to take the opportunity to get the Stealth Rocks out? The Stealth Rocks would be nice early, but the Deef Auger is still alive. The Leech Seed not being as valuable with him being at full health. But going ahead and getting it stuck on something is always nice to try and make it sit in. He opts for the rocks, and he gets them. In comes the Shedinja, able to just wall off the Cobalion. The taunt goes off on it. And now the Cobalion's going to swap, and the Larval Cell's either going to be able to go for some chip or just swap out himself. Let's see if Random Wizard goes for the heads-up play. There's also the risk that Cobalion could sit in, knowing it can tank a hit and just heal up with its leftovers, reading the swap. Yeah, for those watching, as per the rules in draft format, you are supposed to Mega Evolve the turn your Mega stays in. You're not allowed to hold on to it. Typically that's due to play because of their abilities. If they have a good ability on their base form, as well as something they can take advantage of on their Mega. They'll sit in and let their ability happen. If you are swapping, you're not forced to sit in and do your Mega Evolve, say if you let it and you don't like the matchup. Oh, and Zeusimon, sorry, 1 sec.
And on the draft board, the Mega and regular forms are separated, so it gives it a reason for the regular form to be a viable pick, because you can't use that regular form strategy if it's different than the Mega Evolve strategy, because you are forced to Mega Evolve. You can't get the best of both worlds with the Mega.
Yeah, the things I like to point out there. Oh, we got Zeusimon back. We'll get back to that if we have any further delays, but now here comes the Latios. The Shadow Sneak, 48%,
Oh, it's
massive
huge.
hit. And with the rocks, it puts it within the kill threshold. He'll be able to just mash it again safely. Oh, and Zeusimon just forgetting about the psychic typing of the Jet Dragon for a moment there.
It's not just a dragon, it's a psychic dragon.
Yeah, only flying through their ability, not through their typing. We see him with those little arms out there. He doesn't know what to do with his hands. He's at 40%. And Rndmwzrd trying to goad him into staying in, knowing that he has the priority attack. In comes the Manaphy. He'll be able to threaten Larval Cell with the knockoff, the Shadow Sneak doing a little bit, and Leftovers healing it right back up. Here comes the Clefable into the Manaphy, taking the knockoff very well with its fairy typing, but losing its item. It's a lot of healing, but this is a Pokemon you really don't mind it too much, being that you have healing built into the kit 99% of the time. And what does Zeusimon go for here? A lot of the things that threaten the Clefable do not take the flamethrower that he knows it's packing well. He could sit in and trade blows with the Manaphy, especially if he thinks he's going to go for the flamethrower play. There's Scald, no burn proc, Moonblast, no special attack drop. Clean RNG on that exchange. And seeing the Moonblast, he feels safe, but Rndmwzrd switches it up with the safe play of going with Paralyze. Only thing that would have been able to take that would have been the Mamoswine to immune it. Skarmory, not too worried about its speed though. Does get a taunt on the Chaozu, and here we are going to see our first Chaozu attack. Does it hit or does it miss?
This could be the whole match right here.
Zeusimon making the call and swapping in, taking more rocks damage. The Magma Storm does hit, and we see the 26 followed by the 12% tick, dealing double the leftovers. Rndmwzrd just making the swaps, just eating the Scald, not willing to sacrifice his Heatran's health at this point in the game yet. He has gotten a lot of chip on the Manaphy, and the big downside to Manaphy compared to those other Mew clones is that it doesn't have regularized healing. It only has things like Aqua Ring. So it cannot really stay throughout the entirety of the match without some sort of wish support. And there we see the Moonblast hitting the Skarmory, the special attack drop. It won't affect the bird. We know Chi-Chi has the flamethrower, 53%. Does he sit in against it? Does he make the swap? What does the Skarmory do? We do know the Skarmory has the taunt. If he's expecting the heal, he could go for the taunt, but immediately here comes the Heatran. And in comes the Lottie. He's trying to get rid of the rocks. He's got to get rid of the rocks. And there it goes, the default, getting rid of the rocks. He wanted to get rid of the rocks real bad, but there's the Dark Pulse. We finally see him show the fourth move in his move pool. And now out comes the Aerodactyl. The Aerodactyl will have Earthquake, able to just snipe the Chaozu. Does he swap to the Lottie, predicting it? Does he go straight into the Ferrothorn? Does he just sack it to allow him to get a clean swap? Will we see the Mega Evolution? We do see the Mega Evolution. That's the first huge thing. And he goes for the Ice Fang.
Oh my.
He predicts the swap, but he gets lucky and gets the flinch. We're going to redo that. Leftovers heal us back up. We're going to redo that one. Okay, he goes for the Earthquake. The Earthquake kills Chaozu. Chaozu will have no more opportunities to miss attacks. And out comes Mr. Popo. 100% Mr. Popo. You know what's coming. It's going to be a Gyro Ball. Does Zeusimon swap out and run from Mr. Popo? Again, we got to remember the last time you saw the Gyro Ball kill the Aerodactyl had already taken 60% of its health to Shedinja Prio attacks. And he does swap out. There goes the Gyro Ball, resisted 2% on the Skarmory. Skarmory going for the taunt, not going to allow those rocks to come back out. And yep, you see Rndmwzrd, he wants those rocks back. He's trying to get his rocks off. He's just going to eat the Brave Bird, let the Iron Barb steal the damage. Get the knockoff, remove the leftovers, stop the chip heal, and we're going to go back into what we saw before, where Zeusimon's willing to just kind of play the roost game, but he is paralyzed this time, so it is a bit scarier. The taunt has ended. Will we see another taunt? I imagine so. This is the opportunity for Rndmwzrd to try and go for a swap, but he's missing his Heatran, which has been his swap into this every time previously. And he opts to go to the Lottie. The paralyze happens, no taunt going out.
Was he faster with the paralyze, or did he swap into that taunt?
I believe he was still faster with the paralyze due to how slow Ferrothorn is.
Right, wow.
Surprised he didn't really get Leech Seed up. Oh, wait, because, well, even after he's paralyzed, he would have been faster.
No, he would not be faster.
No?
No, on Ferrothorn, you drop your EVs and your IVs as much as you can. You negative speed nature. You want that Gyro Ball to hit. And there we see an Ice Beam. Hitting well, the Roost coming out. This is just a play for the paralysis hack at this point. Both players deep in the tank. 5 Pokemon to 5 Pokemon. Game 3, determining who's going to win it all. The Ice Beam comes out, and the RNG finally coming through in the opposite direction. The freeze hacks on the Cobalion. How does Rndmwzrd utilize this?
I think you go to Shedinja and try setting up.
It's a very interesting situation here. The big call is if Zeusimon will allow this to be frozen and just make a hard swap.
You can also just press Thunderbolt.
If you're expecting the hard swap, it's very nice to just kind of go ahead and push damage through.
Mamoswine is a good swap in though.
That is the risk for the Thunderbolt. And yep, we see the larval cell crawling out. The Cobalion stayed in. This is going to give the larval cell an opportunity to potentially set up. It is still frozen solid. We see a sword stance. There's one dance.
No way.
Is he going to be greedy and go for the double dance?
He would 100% should.
I agree. I think he should as well. It'll give him the opportunity to sweep everything sitting at, well, not everything, but a lot of Pokemon still sitting at very high health. Yeah, that bottom row all 100%, but the Cobalion is frozen.
Please do it.
Out comes the Aerodactyl. He knows he's got to deal with it now. There goes another sword stance. Aerodactyl will have attacks to threaten this thing out. But he does still have his focus sash. And the Sucker Punch, Aerodactyl holding on 14%, but there's the sash.
Now he knows to go for Shadow Sneak, right?
Gotta press the Shadow Sneak here.
Man, says
Gotta press
Zeusimon
the
as the
Shadow
random
Sneak.
wizard in the final match of the season to determine who gets the #1 headband threatens to sweep with a
With the
1-point
Shedinja.
Pokemon.
This is
A
amazing.
1-point drafted Pokemon. Shedinja just coming out here. You thought it was a burner pick to save points into the rest of the team, but he's using it.
Shadow Sneak. Shadow Sneak. Do it.
Zeusimon's got to be deep in the think tank
Yeah,
here.
it's
The
easy.
whole difficulty is that when something is set up to sweep you like this, you have to have your losses. You have to decide who you are going to lose, because you are going to lose someone. He brings out the Cobalion, maybe just trying to stall for
The
the turns.
crits.
Yeah, critical hit on the second Shadow Sneak. No Thaw going off. Out comes the Mamoswine. And Mamoswine can click his own priority,
Still
but
alive.
Random Wizard panics and makes the swap. He doesn't think he can one-shot the Mamoswine.
I mean, the damage is done. The Aerodactyl is no health. He can easily just throw that back in whenever that Aerodactyl comes out and just Shadow Sneak it.
Just press rocks here.
No, Shadow Sneak.
Getting the rocks is a very big play here. The Cobalion is down. The Lottie is down.
True.
He won't have a way to remove it or stop him from doing it.
Rocks is basically it's an immediate kill more or less on Aerodactyl.
Gyro Ball probably kills it too. Probably kills Mamoswine.
There's lots of things he can do at this point.
Would probably kill Mamoswine. It's actually tempting too. Because you can eat a hit from that Aerodactyl if he brings that in, chip it. Your current health.
Again, he just sacks it. He's got the Pokemon advantage. He can sack it and just
there
throw
goes
out
the
Ninja.
Earthquake. 45%. The Stealth Rock coming out.
Earthquake hit hard though, man. Mamoswine's a house.
The Earthquake did hit hard. Mamoswine is a house. Those are both in fact true. It's also hard to swap his Levitator in to immune the Earthquake due to the threatening of the ice attacks.
Yeah, priority ice.
And the Ice Shard comes out and crits just for safety, but we see the recoil come through. Out comes Bulma. It's time for my Mega, says Random Wizard.
Go for the Drain Punch. Don't bother with the HJK.
We do know the Mamoswine has Protect. We saw it in previous games. We have not seen it in this game. Is Random Wizard too hyped up on the Shedinja sweep to consider that? We do know he also has the Fake Out. If he just wants to go for the safe play, he can just click the Fake Out. Let Mamoswine protect the Fake Out.
There's no Rocky Helm on the other side. He should just click Fake Out. It's just free. Oh, he doesn't.
He goes for the Magnet. But there was no Protect.
He expected the Fake Out, so he didn't Protect.
He still has Drain Punch. He could just spin Drain Punch and still accomplish the same thing.
Oh my god.
And there goes the Brave Bird. We see the recoil from
He's
the
got nothing to take a Thunderbolt now.
The leftovers healing him up. Yeah, that is true. All things are now weak to the Thunderbolt.
Just fucking send it.
His Goku Black. It's yellow, showing that it has electric attacks. Everyone knows that's how it works. There goes one Thunderbolt.
Oh, calling GG in the chat.
There's the Rock's damage, bringing it down to 15%. The Ice Beam, critical hit, but 52%. No offensive investment on the Manaphy. The Thunderbolt number 2, another kill. And the Rocks will take the third.
Game.
Well played by both of our players.
Crazy match.
GG's, dude.
GG, man. Wow.
Stick to Terraria.